Hi, this is Kate. Welcome to In the Studio with Kate. It's week 7 of year 2. This week I have been doing a lot of baking, so I haven't done a whole lot of art, but it's the way it is in the holiday season. Last Thursday when my art journaling group met, I worked kind of on filling up some more of the squares on this page. These two were from photos. I think this one was from photo too. It doesn't really look like my cat, but. And then I did some feathers. So it's kind of fun filling in the squares. Seems to be my favorite way to work lately. So I have that one. And then I had a doctor's appointment this week. So I went into town early because the weather was going to get bad, which it really didn't. So I stopped at McDonald's for breakfast, and that was my breakfast. So I thought, I can draw it. It's kind of wonky looking, but it's still kind of fun. And then the only other thing that I have done this week is at our art journaling group, my friend Elaine found this tutorial on doing a poinsettia in watercolor. So she was doing some amazing looking stuff, so I thought I would try it out. And this is what I did. Okay, for first try, you can tell it's a poinsettia. Now I decided to make it into a greeting card. So I am going to send this as a card to my pen pal. And the other thing that you run into when you make cards sometimes, if you don't make them standard size, is you don't have an envelope to fit them in. So I made an envelope just out of a piece of cardstock. I just cut it the size I thought it would work, and I used washi tape to enclose the ends so that I could put the card in there. And then I will the card in there, and then I'll probably use some more tape or glue or something to glue the envelope shut. So plain, simple, very easy to do. The other thing, I was really having a bad day the other day. It's like, everything hurts. You're tired of feeling miserable and all that jazz. I started working on these 2 pages, and they're just really, really, really beginning. So I found this image of, I lost it, of this guy, and he's a bullseye, and I thought I would mark all the things that were hurting that day, which, like I said, I've just kind of glued a couple things down. But I found this one card I had, and that's what I was looking for that day. I was looking for joy. I was looking for ease and kindness. And then I threw a skeleton down on the side, which I'm going to do some other things with, which is also just trying to put this chronic pain I'm having onto the page in my journal so I can release it. Some days it just gets to you, when your neck hurts, your shoulder hurts, your groin hurts, your back hurts, after a while, it can get depressing. So that was my way to try and make it through that day, is just do some, slashing that red paint around that image was very cathartic. So that's what I did end up doing. The rest of my day today, I'm going to be spending decorating cookies, and then I'm going to take them out to my neighbors to get them out of the house so I don't eat all of them. But then I've got another project I'm working on, but I can't share it publicly, so I won't be sharing that. But I hope you're getting a little bit of art time. In my art journaling group, I talked about when I did this little picture of McDonald's. It was like, okay, I got this small little sketchbook, and I have a limited amount of supplies that I could just throw in my purse. And you never know when the opportunity to make some art will come up. And if you bring all that stuff with you all the time, more opportunities will come. And when you're sitting there in a waiting room, you'll think, oh, I could do some drawing here while I'm waiting for the doctor to show up, or whatever it is you're waiting for. And the other thing I talked about is what I carried beside this. I didn't bring the stuff downstairs, so I can't show you per se. But basically, it was pretty minimal, I think. I had a water brush. I had my carbon ink desk pen. And I had another fountain pen, in case that one runs out of ink. And I had some Peerless watercolors. And if I was thinking of the other set was sitting right here. Yeah, Peerless watercolors are these things that you cut out, little strips of watercolor, and the color is in the paper. So I'm just going to unhook this little thing, these little cards that I made. So I have two sets. So the one is here in the studio. This one looks like it came apart. But I have a little piece of plastic that covers it, you know, and you just use your water brush on it, pulls color out. So that is really, really a small amount of paint to take with you. And I think I had a mechanical pencil. So I could have a pencil I didn't need to have an eraser for. And I had a white gel pen. Trying to think what else there was. I think there were maybe a couple other things, and I thought I could have even downsized more because the only things I used the watercolors, I used the Carbon ink desk pen, I used the water brush. That was it. So I only really used half my supplies, but I did really downsize those supplies. So make yourself a small kit, take it with you. It doesn't have to be watercolor. Maybe it's just pen and ink, or maybe it's just pencil. Just enough to be able to jot something fun down. And especially on those days that are so busy that you never get to your art. It's kind of satisfying if you could just have done a little sketch somewhere. So that's sort of my advice for the week. So I've still been doing the winter thing, trying to do things, cozy things, like, you know, reading a book by the fire. We have a fire every day, so it's not that much of an effort to get the fire thing going, but just sitting down, taking the time. I've started journaling in a very nice journal again, and I'm really enjoying that process. And I even sketched, if I had it right here, I'd show it to you, but it's in the other room, and so I don't want to break this up for that. But just, you know, sometimes when you're journaling, you like to do a little sketch. So I run into that a lot of times. Like, I want to be writing in my sketchbooks, and I want to be journaling in a drawing in my journaling book. So the book that I actually chose has handmade paper in it, and it is very smooth. So it's very easy to sketch in. So I'll probably show that next time. But so I'm just going to leave you with, you know, see if you can, in all the bustle of all you're doing, take some time just to do a little bit of art. It'll kind of feed you and give you more energy for doing the rest of the things that you need to do. So until next week, let's all go make some art.